So for those asking, YouTube terminated monetization on this channel for what they called reused content, meaning that when they looked at a significant portion of the channel, so I thought initially the Optimus video, but not the Optimus video, the Let's Talk Jinx series is considered reused content because, you know, like every 2 weeks we do the patch video because a new patch drops. That's how League of Legends works. And I guess when they reviewed the channel, which by the way, they admitted they didn't even go over like every video, because I have too many videos to go over. But they said, hey, yeah, it's reused content. It's too similar. It's like, well, that's weird, but all right. So we're gonna do something a little different this week. In which case, we're gonna go over the patch, but we're not gonna do the 80 carry tier list. There we go. This week there will be no 80 carry tier list. You guys can talk about which 80 carries you think are the best in the comments. But there we go. Yeah, I can't reapply for the monetization until September like 28th anyways, and I'm not going to probably, because after the lengthy back and forth with the YouTube partner emails and stuff, it's just not for this channel to be monetized, it looks like, because I'm not changing this up. This is what you guys want. This is what we're going to do. So anyways, though, with this patch, we're going to talk about if there's any changes to Jinx or other 80 carries that might affect Jinx, or any system changes that might even affect Jinx, because truth be told, just looking at this preview over here, there's no Jinx changes, buffs, nerfs, or otherwise, and even 80 carry-wise, we got like Aphelios and Varus, so it's kind of light, let's be real, it's light work, so let's get into it. There's the rank rewards that are going to be coming too, which is going to be interesting, to say the least. But I know Annie could be a support, maybe, but like Aphelios is an 80 carry, so like the Jinx versus Aphelios matchup. Let's see what Aphelios is being changed. The Severum lifesteal has been decreased, which I believe is the name of his red gun. The gravity slow duration has been decreased, which is his purple gun. And the Crescendum base attack speed has been decreased, which I want to say is his rifle that he starts with. I could be wrong. I really don't play enough Aphelios to know. But right now, he's the #1 bot laner in pro play. It's like the Jinx Aphelios meta last year without the Jinx part. It's just Aphelios. So there's lifesteal that's going down. They want to make him something that is able to be a bit more bullied. That way he can't like lifesteal on his own so easily. Because remember, with its stats, if you don't know Aphelios at all, the way he works differently, why is the whole 200-year memes and stuff like that, is he can opt into increasing his AD, his lethality, or his lifesteal. So by decreasing and pulling some levers here or there, all 200 years worth of them, they can kind of dictate how much you can do in these things relative to other 80 carries, you know, like Jinx and stuff. So what it does mean is when you use your rockets as Jinx to harass Aphelios more often, even if he's going into like the lifesteal tree, he might actually not be able to sustain as much as he used to. Furthermore, if you're trading with him and he uses the Gravitum slow duration, that's being decreased overall. So maybe you won't feel locked down for so long, especially as an immobile 80 carry like a Jinx, even like Caitlyn and stuff like that. Kog'Maw, if you just have a Death Wish, why are you playing Kog'Maw? I don't know. But you do you. You could be a Kog'Maw channel. You could be Let's Talk Kog'Maw. So I'm not going to judge. But that's how the matchup will basically be changing, is there's certain levers that are now more in Jinx's favor, especially because Gravitum was being used for gank setups for junglers and stuff too. You might be able to escape and get away a bit more often. And then Varus, the other 80 carry, the W on hit magic damage is being increased and the damage per blight stack is being decreased. So Varus has historically had multiple builds he could build. Maybe not lately, but he used to, you know, he could always build lethality, crit, or mix like on hit damage, kind of have like a variety of builds. So when the 80 carry meta shifts, he could kind of shift with it and adapt. So with this, what they're basically kind of doing here is saying, hey, if he wants to do like the Rage Blade build stuff or something like that, AP Varus and stuff like that, it's causing quite of a ruckus. So that's why the blight stack is being decreased, but the on hit magic damage is actually being increased, so that can still be a viable build path. What this means in lane is, and this goes really any 80 carry, remember, 80 carries don't naturally scale magic resist. They naturally scale some armor. It's not a lot, to be honest. They're still squishy. That's their job as glass cannons. But they still like no magic resist. So magic damage is going to hurt a lot more. It's why when mages in the bot lane, 80 carries complain so much. It's like we don't really have the tools to deal with that the same way mages deal with other mages in the mid lane. So in this matchup, with the magic damage, so with this matchup, with the magic damage on hit going from 7, 12, 17, 22, and 27 to 7, 12, 17, 22, and 27, plus 35% AP instead of 30% AP, that's going to add up over time. In the laning phase, especially at the beginning, not so much. No one's going to have any items yet. And even that first item coming in might not be too bad when it's only an increase of 5%. But as we start getting to the mid game, probably, if you're Jinx and you can't match him mid game, you're gonna need to farm and turtle and hope for that late game power spike. And that's where you're gonna technically beat Varus. Is not necessarily in a 1v1 matchup anymore. It's just being the better team fighter, having more crit damage and things like that, because he has that range. You can poke with the arrow and stuff like that. You can't use the minions, by the way, in case you're new to the game. Some abilities you can use minions to block, but like things like Caitlyn's Q and Varus's Q, when he's charging up that arrow, you can't just stand behind your minions and think, oh, I'm safe, I'm good, keep moving, because that can go through that and it can still hit you. Be aware of that, especially if the blight stacks on you. There are actually Jinx changes on ARAM for you more casual players that play this game. So actually Caitlyn is getting some changes too in case you're facing a Caitlyn. I know it's random, but just in case. So Caitlyn's change is that the damage dealt, she was doing 95% of her damage dealt, is going back up to 100%, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not admitting as a Jinx player that I play Caitlyn, but the times I've played Caitlyn on ARAM, there was something missing, there was something lacking. I now know why. And Jinx also apparently was lacking because she was doing 90% of the damage dealt and is being buffed to 95% of the damage dealt. Thank goodness. Both of them were kind of lacking, I'm just saying, and now we know why. I'm not admitting to the Caitlyn one at all, I would never, but I'm just saying if I was there, it's deserved. Yeah, some AD carries are kind of feeling worse for wear on ARAM, and that's nice to see. Concluding the videos, of course, we mentioned the skins, Elderwood Karthus, Elderwood Wukong, and now some Star Guardian skins coming from Wild Rift on mobile have been finally ported to PC. So Star Guardian Orianna and Star Guardian Seraphine. Seraphine, who can be a support, so you might see her in the bottom lane, at least for the first couple days of the patch, because people are going to want to be playing them, and you might be playing against that too. Seraphine, if you know how like the Jinx Sona matchup works, it's kind of the same as that. Seraphine's going to probably be harassing a bit with the empowered E or the empowered Q. Otherwise, she's going to be shielding and healing herself and you, especially in the laning phase. And then when you guys group up, Seraphine is a champion that wants to group up, so think about it that way too. And as Jinx, you too want to group up, so you got some synergy going there. But that's going to be all for this video, again, because apparently reused content, because after talking, not to a bot too, by the way, I talked to real, actual people, multiple people that did an in-depth review of the channel, and they still somehow got it wrong. But anyways, it is what it is. That's not gonna, the channel's not being terminated. It's just like the monetization, which is kind of nice because guess what? It looks like no ads anymore. So ad view free viewing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It matters more than ever now. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next because life can have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching and enjoy pizza responsibly.